Hey guys, Dale here, back with another Odyssey preview. Preview 2 just dropped today, just a few minutes ago for me. I'm not sure how quickly I can get this video out, so maybe longer for you. But let's jump into it and we'll take a look at it together. Hey again, we're back with our second blog post about the upcoming Odyssey expansion. So today it's grav ships in space, a look at RimWorld's new nomadic colonies, shuttles, and orbital locations. Release date for Odyssey is July 11th. If you missed it, you can check the announcement out here. Wishlist Odyssey, so Steam will let you know when it's out. Today's blog post describes Odyssey's headline feature, the grav ship. The grav ship is your flying home, a mobile colony you build, expand, move around the planet, and launch into orbit. Let's get into it. The grav ship, your traveling base. If I can read through the cat, I will. Okay, thank you, kitty. It starts when a grav engine falls from the sky, still functional despite the crash. Along with some salvage grav panels, you've got the beginnings of your grav ship. Okay. So, let's see. We have some grav panels, it looks like here and here. It looks like there's some Mechanoid junk. I wonder if that can be deconstructed for grab panels. Nikita's carrying some grab panels. And then this is the intact grav engine. So I assume that it's movable because I don't think you'll be able to build over a river, but you do have to put like a sub panel, like, what is it? Some kind of decking down, right? So maybe that decking can go over the river. But there it is. Anything else interesting here? So dead mechanoids, some kind of mechanoid junk. So obviously the ship got into some kind of fight with mechanoids up in space, up in orbit, and parts of it have come crashing down to you opportunistically. Okay, it starts small. A deck built from grav light panels, the engine placed at the center, a few thrusters, chem fuel tanks, and a pilot's console, and some basic rooms, barracks, kitchen, storage. Get your colonists aboard. The moment you take off, the world opens up. Okay, so like right off the bat, I see statues that look like they are modeled after colonists, and that's very exciting. I used to play with the Statue of Colonists mod all the time, and then I think it's been a couple updates that it hasn't been available, or maybe I just forget to look for it, but that is super neat. I'm hoping that we can build large and grand versions of those statues. All of this is, I assume, painted, right? Because the table, you're not making the table out of grav panels. You're making the table out of steel or wood or marble or something. And even the research bench. So all of this is painted. We have our chem fuel tanks back here. We still have, oh, actually, I thought this was some structure that we haven't seen before. It's just a plant pot. Grav engine, thrusters, and that looks like a bird, maybe a quail. Okay. I don't think anything too revolutionary here. Dead bodies. Yeah, I think it's just the statues of colonists that I hadn't seen yet or noticed yet. I don't see anything on the planet. Maybe some like new flowers here in this marshy soil or marsh, whatever that tile type is called. Okay. Travel all over the planet, explore exotic biomes, discover new landmarks, and chase quests across continents, or set your own goals. Circumnavigate the globe in 100 days. Recruit a team entirely made up of kidnapped enemies. Collect one of every new animal, or build a gunship covered in turrets. And when it's time to leave, just lift off. Your whole colony comes with you. Colonists, animals, prisoners, gear, even the raiders who happen to be standing in your hallway. Okay, so grav ship. We've seen this ship before with this setup. I feel like this is pretty similar to like one of the previous screenshots, if not exactly that screenshot from the announcement. You got like a little gopher. We have like little bluebirds. Yeah, all of that looks pretty familiar to me. Eventually, you'll want more space. That's when you start hunting for grav cores. Rare grav tech you can only find in dangerous places. You'll need to search through insect megahives, trap-filled ruins, and frozen space debris in low orbit, patrolled by human scavengers and killer mechanoids. You can use grav cores to build grav ship extenders so your ship can support more substructure. Okay, so it says it starts small. Here we just have the grav core, right? And the pilot console. Those seem to be kind of like the new structures besides the actual wall and like paneling, decking, whatever it is. On this ship, we have a bunch of things that we're not sure about, right? There's the grav core. This looks like a shield generator. There's these little guys, like little 1x1 tiles, that are also, these four are the same. But then there's these two up here and these two back here. There's this one over here. There's probably one on that side. These look different. They're 1x1. But I wonder if those are the grav core extenders. I'm not sure. And then there's this little 1x1 building that is something that we don't know what it is also. Eventually you want more gravs. Sorry, grav ship extenders. I guess I'll finish reading these before I start like speculating all the things. Making room for bigger workshops, hydroponic gardens, and more, or use them to create grav core power cells as an advanced power solution that passively draws energy from the ship's gravitational field. You can also use grav cores in signal jammers, which allow you to slip past space defense systems and land on protected orbital platforms. Some upgrades can only be acquired as rewards from grateful allied factions, ancient structures, and space wrecks. A fuel optimizer gets you more trips out of your chem fuel before refueling. The grav ship shield generator creates a massive temporary shield around your ship, which can help you survive pirate drop pod ambushes. Activate it mid-raid and enjoy the protection it gives your colonists against enemy gunfire. And a pilot sub-persona core provides low-grade AI that reduces the chances of your pilot doing an oopsie while flying, though nothing can fully account for human error. Okay, so it sounds like potentially we could crash the ship. This might be like the little pilot AI core. Some of these are the grav field extenders. Some of them might be for extending the fuel. If I'm going to speculate, this is either a grav core extender or this. And then this is either the like little grav core power generator or this, like one or the other. And I don't think we see the fuel thing here because these are the same as these and these four are the same. This is the same as these. Okay, so one of these for power and one of these for extending the ship. Okay, the grav ship isn't your only travel method. You can also build passenger shuttles, small short-range vessels perfect for rescue missions, trade runs, or quick hops to places your grav ship can't go. Interesting. So there are going to be places our ship can't go. Maybe like mountainous tiles if there isn't a place to land or something. With those new tiles that have like the crevasses, the windy caves and stuff, there are probably just going to be places where you just like can't land your ship for some reason. They can be placed on your grav ship's substructure, so you can take them with you if you decide to leave a map. Shuttles can also fly in orbit, whether you're a nomadic explorer, a flying trader carrying peacocks and porcupines, a stationary colony only using shuttles, or a hermit living in an asteroid. Odyssey opens up all kinds of new playstyles. So this looks like one of the dangerous encounters. We're obviously fighting some kind of bug queen with is it the Alpha Thrumbo horn or the Mega Thrumbo, whatever it is? Few different insects, but we have some of the like grav plates. We also have some kind of component here. That might be a grav core used for building those other structures. Space. Yes, we're finally going to space. Space requires some prep to keep your colonists safe, seal your ship with airtight walls to protect your colonists from the vacuum, set up a life support system, oxygen pumps, heaters, and stable power supply to keep it all running. Create airlocks by using vac barriers and metal doors, and equip your spacefaring colonists with vac suits and vac helmets or other advanced armors. So, sounds like the vac suits are an option, but maybe power armors will have the same um, vacuum resistance. As mentioned before, shuttles are also capable of entering orbit, as are transport pods, so it's still accessible without building a grav ship. You'll just have less life support. And transport pods are one way, so you'll need to find a way back. Oh, so you can transport pod, like load some people up in some advanced armors or in the vac suits, and you could transport pods to these various structures. We have this item selected. Comet Station. Heavy weapon system requires signal jammer to approach. Faction. Exo Emporium. So we have a bunch of space stations, it looks like. We have asteroids or comets of some sort. This looks like an asteroid with some gold on it, right? And then this one back here, maybe an asteroid with like steel or uranium. So maybe like the rarer materials have an indicator of what rare material can be found there, and then maybe these just have steel, maybe just like plasteel or whatever, right? There is this comet back here with a question mark on it, so I'm wondering if that's like a quest site of some sort. And then we also see a couple satellites, right? There's one right here, one right here. And then I'm not sure what these big platforms are. If these are the space stations, what does this platform indicate? And then this one's grayed out, right? So are these like ancient sites, and this one is like an abandoned ancient site? The only other different icon I see is we have this one here, the same one right there. Maybe those are space wrecks that can be salvaged, space debris. Grav ships take you into low orbit where there are many orbiting objects to explore. Rare locations require you to build an orbital scanner, which passively detects overhead orbital wrecks, satellites, asteroids, orbital platforms, and mech platforms. Okay. So, satellites, orbital platforms, mech platforms. What's the difference between like an orbital platform and a station? I'm wondering. Is this station, it says Comet Station, is this station like on an asteroid or something? I'm not sure. Alternatively, you can discover new orbital sites by hacking ancient uplink satellite dishes scattered around the planets. Now, we've seen some of those in some of the previous screenshots. There's been a new building with a dish on it, and so that must be an ancient uplink satellite. Orbital wrecks. The history of a planet can be seen at its orbital debris field, abandoned platforms, and space stations. You can search these wrecks for valuable loot if you're willing to fight off rival scavengers. Okay, so this is some kind of orbital platform. I think we've seen this screenshot or a very similar version of this screenshot. Here is the grav ship, right? So this one's designed with a wing. Feels kind of like a plane. It's got a wing with fuel in the wing. It's very airplane-y. And then we've got some engines in here. We have our shield. We have our pilot station. We have our grav core. They got a hospital, some prisons. I assume that this is the vac barrier, this new door. So over here it's pressurized, and then on this side of the ship it's not pressurized, and they've laid traps inside of their ship actually. So this ship, it's like they expect people to break into it and then wander through some traps. And I wonder if this setup is important, that we have like a vac barrier and then a door. We've got raiders that we've taken out. We're rescuing some of our folks. There are raiders that we haven't taken out. There is lots of junk. I wonder how much of this junk is smeltable or valuable in any way. Mechanoids have landed. So it's like the player faction was fighting a hostile faction, and then mechanoids have come in to disrupt all this activity. The player is maybe in retreat mode and is going to let the mechanoids take out the rest of these raiders. That'll be interesting if that is something that can happen, not just like mechanoids, but what if another rival faction shows up to interrupt you looting this place that's already being looted? Satellites. Most are unmanned and inhospitable, built for narrow purposes like power collection, surveillance, or orbital weaponry. Landing on one means navigating the narrow bridges and traveling long distances between platforms to scavenge valuable technology, but many are still guarded by automated security systems, locked doors, turrets, and drones. Okay, so here's our satellite. There's some automated defenses over there. Um, Oh, actually, let's do this. The screenshot extends. I don't know how I messed my image up. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Okay. Yeah, that got all kinds of goofed up. Okay, so we can see defenses over here. I'm not quite sure what else is over there. Looks like maybe like little satellites. And then a ship has landed over on this platform. Additional defenses over here. And then a way to walk to it. I wonder if you could just like space walk across though. Anything interesting in here? I don't think so. I think we've seen this screenshot before, so I'm not too concerned of it. The next screenshot's crazy. Asteroids may look like empty rocks, but they're packed with value. Many still hold veins of plasteel, uranium, gold ore, remnants of old mining operations that never finished the job. All asteroids are made of vaxstone, a special rock type used to craft vaxstone blocks and gravlite panels. Okay, interesting. Like that's making me wonder about like these chunks, right? Are these chunks of gravstone that were being used to manufacture like the construction of this platform? Asteroids may look, well, okay. Some asteroids are more unusual. Rare Archean trees occasionally grow directly on their surface, feeding on trace elements in the rock and transforming patches of barren stone into fertile soil. A plucky spacefaring colonist might consider planting potatoes here. Occasionally, you'll find asteroids with hollow cores where previous visitors have left stashes of treasure. You could break in, but come ready to deal with any remaining defenses. Interesting. Okay, so this is there. That is a cool looking ship down there. Tons of engines on it. I got the grav core. It looks like they have a nutrient paste dispenser. Lots of storage in the workshop. Up here is a fabrication bench, and then their bridge, I guess, is right here with the grav core. So, like, the original ship must have been like down here, and then they kind of like built forward to make a workshop, and they built to the sides to make some more storage. They have solar panels on this one, and then they have some engines that look like they need components replaced. This asteroid is a full-fledged base. There's hydroponics, there's a workshop, there's bedrooms, there's biosculptor pods, there's a prison, storage, hospital, research, and atomizers. It looks like they have a kill box up here. So they expect raiders to kind of like land. And then they have built paneling out, like substructure, and then solar panels on top of it. That is super, super neat. Orbital platforms. These floating platforms are orbital settlements used by trading guilds. They don't appreciate visitors, so landing is considered an act of aggression. Just approaching them safely requires your ship to have a signal jammer aboard to get past the platform's defenses. Oh, these guns are serious. You can also use an orbital scanner to find abandoned platforms. If you're not ready for these interactions, just be careful of the defense system. It's also rumored that fugitives tend to hole up in these places, and people pay good money to. Excuse me, just a random hiccup. People pay good money to dig them out. These guns are sick. That is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 7? 1, 2, 6, 7. 7 by 7 turrets. That's insane. I want these mounted on my Asteroid home. So this platform, nothing like too exciting. Hostile faction. You can like land your ship. That's pretty cool. Mechanoid platforms. These wrecks promise the most advanced grav tech and unique treasures, but murderous machines still lurk in the shattered structures. It's a maze of airless hallways, crawling with machines, turrets, and sealed doors at every turn, with nowhere to flee except the void of space. Okay. Oh. So, like, this picture, I guess some of these pictures are different sizes, so that's why I had to, like, extend my screen out. This one was huge. Okay. We're a little more zoomed in here. This mechanoid platform structure, like, that looks so cool. I wonder if we're going to be able to build, like, actual platform, or if we can take over a platform and, like, claim it for our base. Mechanoid stuff, it looks like... I think these guys are mostly in vac suits. This guy's rocking the new thrombo horn. Some kind of new mechanoid cells. I'm wondering if these are like the mechanoid versions of like grav extenders, and if this is the mechanoid version of a grav engine, and if we can take that. Building a mechanoid grav ship would be cool. The grav ship scenario. Odyssey comes with a new starting scenario designed for experienced players who want to dive straight into grav ship gameplay or start a nomadic colony. You begin with a 3-person crew and a functional grav ship. Docked at an abandoned orbital relay, while salvaging equipment, your colonists unknowingly activate a mechanoid beacon. Within moments, a war alert pings across the void, and now mechanoids are hunting you. They won't stop until every last member of your crew is dead. To stop them, you must find and defeat the mech hive itself. That is cool. So a mechanoid platform, some mechanoid scrap, some grav plate scrap, and a teeny tiny ship. So enough meals, 1, 2, 3 people, Jared, Maker, and Ute. Thank you for reading. Odyssey releases 2 weeks on July 11th. Wishlist it so you're notified when it's out. Let us know. Next week, we'll look at the new animals that you can tame, train, and eat in Odyssey. I am super hyped. I think this is the screenshot for me because I want all this mechanoid technology in my grav ship. Let's just take a look through real quick and see if there is just like anything at a glance that we might not have seen before. Like, all this looks pretty familiar so far. That's a screenshot we've seen. This one we've seen. This is in the, I feel like, the preview image for the game right now. Is that true? If I go here, yeah, it's kind of in there, right? Like it's a square shape instead of like the full screenshot. This, I feel like we've seen it or something similar. This one we've seen gives a lot more context to what is in the ship, right? We know this is a shield generator. It doesn't just look like one. These could be extenders. These could be extenders. And then one or the other of them could be a power source as well. I wonder what kind of fuel that they'll consume. It says that it uses the gravitational force of the ship, right? So I would assume that maybe there's like a limit for how like you have like an initial strength of your grav core, right? And then when you build grav core extenders, that might increase the strength of the field. And so maybe you have to have enough like field strength available in order to build the new power source that utilizes that grav field. Otherwise, you're just gonna like spam a bunch of them, right? So I'm curious to see what kind of like limits are in place. Um, how we can tell how much ship we can build, right? Is it a radius from the grav core, or is it like a tile count? When we put down a grav extender, do we have an interface that shows the radius increasing, or do we have some kind of UI that tells us the tile count or whatever? Still so much stuff to learn, and I'm very excited. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. As always, until next time, have a good one. Bye.